Welcome, NBA Showtime post-game edition. Ahmed Fareed, John Crotty, Evan Turner. So, guys, what did we learn about OKC? Of course, yes, Detroit, shorthanded, gritty effort. We'll get to them. But, Evan, what did we learn tonight about the Thunder?
They're just tough. They're as good as advertised. You know, obviously, when you show up defending reigning champ and having the season that they've had so many targets on their back, and they've been able to weather the storm, even like tonight, taking on overtime and win tough games. They've done that time and time again.
Yeah, resilient. I mean, just understanding their roles and executing down the stretch. Get the ball to SGA.
Yeah.
Get out there with space. Let him operate. He's so good getting to the shot that he wants in that mid-range game, and also on occasion finding guys on drive and kick opportunities to finish strong.
Winning multiple ways. You showed them in the paint. Detroit, obviously notorious for being a very tough team in the paint. But we got to talk about the Pistons here, making life so difficult for OKC. I know they've been the 1 seed for most of the year. I don't know that they've gotten the respect as a 1 seed, missing all those guys. What did Detroit show you today, Evan?
They just showed their toughness and their depth. These guys didn't panic, didn't get nervous or anything. Going into halftime, they were down 10. And I said I felt like they had them right where they want them, and they competed until the last minute. And it just shows you how ready they are for the playoffs and how serious they are. They just went into OKC and arguably could have won the game.
Really impressive what they were able to do from a perspective. Using their system defensively, they forced 18 turnovers. They were able to score off those turnovers. And then the shooting was surprising. They're typically not a good three-point shooting team. They make 16. They have various guys step up. That was a really gutty performance. Fun to watch.
Well, we may hear from J.B. Bickerstaff after the game on what happened in this one, but we are going to hear right now from A.J. Mitchell on the winning Oklahoma City Thunder. A.J., thanks for taking the time to talk to us. Ahmed Fareed here with John Crotty, Evan Turner. So take us through a tough game. What was that like playing in that game? We know how the Pistons play. They make it tough. They make it physical. How would you categorize that fourth quarter and overtime?
Yeah, I mean, it was a battle. We had to fight through a lot of adversity, and I think we did a great job towards the end. So tough game. Had to tug this one out.
AJ, how about SGA? And you've seen it firsthand multiple times, but his ability to take the game over when you guys need to create offense, the way he isolates and goes to work, and you guys are able to play offense.
I mean, that's what the best player in the NBA does. So obviously we're not surprised. We've seen it plenty of times, but it's just every time it's just pretty impressive.
AJ, you guys are defending reigning champions, and you're the best team in the league right now. What's your mindset going into the playoffs and to finish off the year in order to reach your goal of repeating?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think we got to finish strong with these last, I think, 6 games we got and build for the playoffs. So that's all we're focused on.
Now, AJ, you know, you've missed some time this year, but coming back, what do you feel like has clicked for you? What do you feel like maybe is still clicking as we finish off the regular season?
I mean, I think a lot just getting back to where I was before that injury overall, and then, you know, just trying to do everything I can to help this team win.
All right, we're going to show Spurs highlights here in a second. Last thing before we let you go here, AJ. I know you played with Victor Wembanyama in France back in the day in the, I think, the under-17s. So your unbiased opinion, if you had a vote, who would be your MVP? You played with Wemby, and now you're playing with Shai. So what's your unbiased vote for MVP?
And he's watching this, too.
He's watching, yeah.
Unbiased. Hey, it's SGA.
Okay, all right.
Smart man.
You know Wemby's not going to like that, though. He's looking for enemies there.
Well, SGA gave him a watch last year. So.
Oh, okay, so that's why.
Every time he gets an MVP, it's
corruption. There's that. He paid for the vote. AJ, thanks for the time. Congrats on the win, and good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Thanks, AJ.
Yeah, he had to say that, right? He had to say that.
I love that, man. That's a close-knit locker room, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so how would you walk away from this win if you're OKC? Yes, a win is a win, but is there any part that you're just like warning signs or no?
I don't think so, and I think they need it even more than Detroit with what's going on in the West right now and how San Antonio's creeping up after them. Detroit has a little bit more space in the Eastern standings, so I think it was an important win. Hold your home court and just take care of business.
And it just shows their toughness. They're a #1 team. People are gunning after them, and they got into a heavyweight fight tonight. You know what I'm saying? And they stayed poised, they stayed locked in, and they came out supreme. So I think this is a confident win. and it should prepare them for a tough Western Conference battle going into the playoffs.
Real quick before we go, I know JV Bickerstaff's going to talk to the media. He might bring up some of the calls in that fourth quarter in overtime. What did you think about the refereeing?
I thought it was pretty solid. One of the things that does look habit-forming is SGA as he's getting into the paint a lot. He's using that offhand.
Really is. That is true.
And they did call him on that final play where he went full extension. But if you tuck it in, that's a legal action. But as soon as you start extending that arm, the referees tend to be all over that. He got a little handsy, but he's masterful, SGA, at creating space. Yeah. That's why he's able to get to that mid-range jump shot.
And I think they both play physical. Yeah. Throughout the fourth quarter, they both were hitting each other. They both were playing a physical brand of basketball. And obviously, you want to complain about the refs, but you know, as well as anybody else, let the coach work the refs, and you guys just keep battling like Detroit been doing.
Physical game, both sides. The Spurs also play very physical. Time now for a moment that changed.
So about the MVP conversation, last week it was Wemby who publicly made his case for MVP, and since then the odds actually have shifted in his direction. SGA remains the favorite, but Wemby has seen his odds go from 22-1 to plus 220 in just 7 days. Now, if Wemby were to win it, he would join Tim Duncan and David Robinson as the only winners in Spurs history.
Let's bring in NBA analyst Iman Shumpert here to talk about this race for the MVP. And Shumpert, it feels like we've whittled it down to SGA or Victor Wembanyama. How comfortable are you right now saying which one of those guys will win the MVP?
Well, I think I'm comfortable saying it's SGA right now.
Okay.
But boy, do I not think that I could take another week or two of watching Wemby do what he's been doing and not put him past. But as of right now, and especially at the end of tonight, with what SGA just did, I think I could put him past for now. But it's getting close.
It's funny, we had the same conversation with Michael Malone a few days ago, and he was like couching everything by saying, right now. Right now. I do want to get your thoughts on the Pistons real quick, because they have not skipped a beat since losing Cade Cunningham to that collapsed lung on March the 17th. Yeah. They took the Thunder down to the wire in Oklahoma City tonight. So how scary can that Pistons team be if Cunningham comes back for the postseason?
Extremely, and especially something that I like to watch tonight. If you go look at how the game was scored tonight, you see a whole lot from OKC's top dogs. You go over there and you look at the Pistons, well balanced. There's 20s here, there's 10 here, there's 13 there, there's 17 there. Everybody gets involved over there. It all seems to be plug and play since they've lost their dominant ball handler in Cade Cunningham. But all good things that we've seen so far. So to have the return of a Cade Cunningham, with only more surging Detroit Pistons team behind the JB Bickerstaff, I think the Detroit Pistons pick up a whole lot of momentum when that guy comes back.
Those kindergarten rules, the sharing is caring. Thanks.